You too.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to give a few more people time to get in, and then we will get started in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Joanne Beck and I am the Director of Brand Marketing for the Catholic Foundation of Greater Philadelphia. Welcome to our iGiveCatholic discussion today. Hopefully many of you who are here are either registered already or are looking to register for iGiveCatholic, so we're very happy to have you here, and we hope that by the end of this discussion you'll have a little bit more insight into what you need to do to get started for iGiveCatholic and how to have a really successful giving day. So welcome. Hopefully you guys saw in the chat for the entire group that we're going to take questions at the end if you have them. So right now the Q&A portion is closed, but if you just hang tight until the end of the discussion, we will open up that Q&A and then you can submit your questions through there and Jody and I will answer them. So to get started, I'm just going to talk a little bit about iGiveCatholic in case this is completely new to you and you've either never heard of it before or the first time you heard of it was just a couple of weeks ago. So iGiveCatholic is essentially the Catholic day for giving. So everyone knows Giving Tuesday is held on the first Tuesday following Thanksgiving. I'm sure many of you have participated in Giving Tuesday before for your ministries. This is essentially just the Catholic version of Giving Tuesday. So it's held on the same day. This year, Giving Tuesday falls on December 1st. So that will be when the iGiveCatholic Giving Day is. And it follows the exact same guidelines. It's just a day of charitable giving that you raise money for your organization. The purpose of iGiveCatholic is really just to have our Catholic community in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia come together and all fundraise on the same day. This is the first year that iGiveCatholic is in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. There are about 39 other arch and dioceses in the country who participate in iGiveCatholic, so we're really excited for this to be the first year that we take part. Archbishop Perez actually did this when he was in Cleveland, and they were very successful over there, and he thought it was such a wonderful initiative that he wanted to bring it here to Archdiocese of Philadelphia. So we're very grateful for that and looking forward to a really successful and exciting first year. So again, just to recap, iGiveCatholic is the Catholic version of Giving Tuesday. And as far as fundraising goes, it's the same thing as what you would normally do on Giving Tuesday. Any funds that you raise on this day are your organization's to keep. So, you don't have to worry about, just because we're helping to facilitate, this does not mean that the foundation is getting money in any way. This is still your initiative, your fundraising. The registration through iGiveCatholic is just the way that we're able to track it. And then at the end, we're able to say, this is how much money was raised in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia from all of these organizations coming together. So just a little bit of background on what that registration means. And also with your registration, again, I'm not sure if you guys are registered yet. We'll get into that more later of how you can do that. But when you register, you'll also have the opportunity to customize your registration page and make it your own. So you can make it look like your website, you cannot, it's really up to you, but you have that freedom to customize your page and make it look like your branding, and that way it's the same as Giving Tuesday. So right now I'm actually going to turn it over to Jody Romano, who's my colleague, and she's our Chief Advancement Officer, and she's going to talk a little bit more about the importance of iGiveCatholic, why you should get involved, and a little bit about some potential prizes. So I'm going to turn it over to Jody in just a second.
Hi everyone, thank you Joanne for giving us that great overview. So as a professional fundraiser, I know that Giving Tuesday has been a challenge at every organization that I have worked at since Giving Tuesday was conceptualized. It's something we all know we have to do, but trying to wrap your head around it and trying to make it not super time consuming and make it exciting and enticing and fun seems to be kind of the elusive holy grail that we all are in quest of. I will say that once I started talking with the people at iGiveCatholic, when we first came up with the idea of bringing this to Philadelphia, I have never met a more enthusiastic group of people. They love Giving Tuesday because they love iGiveCatholic, and once I saw everything that they had to make available to us, I totally got it. It really could not be any easier. It's such a great way to capitalize on on Giving Tuesday, and a fantastic way of just bringing the entire Catholic community together. And that's what this is about. Anyone who is, if you are a Catholic organization in the area, throughout the Archdiocese, you are eligible to participate. And it really is, it could not be any easier to do. It's a fantastic way to bring about new donors. I think that's probably one of the greatest attributes of Giving Tuesday and of iGiveCatholic. It's super appealing, especially to younger donors. If you're a school, your young alum are going to love this. If you're an organization, if you're a parish, it's a great way to start engaging with that younger group when they're just starting to acclimate themselves to philanthropy. So this is an opportunity for you to bring them on board in a fun way, in a way that they relate to very easily, because everything for them is done online. So it's a great way to capitalize on that. And every organization that has participated with iGiveCatholic talks about how much their increase in donors has been, especially among their young donors. So I think that that's just one of the biggest benefits that you can have. It's also a fantastic way to build buzz about your organization and to make people aware of the fact that you have a need. Not everybody knows that all organizations have financial need, that they have fundraising needs. So this is a great way to do this. Joanne's going to go through all of the marketing materials that are available to you. Social media will be your best friend, but we make it so easy because they make it so easy for us to help you make it easy, and just to kind of keep the buzz alive. So I do think it's a fantastic way to make people aware of you, of what your needs are, and to bring them on board. We're also going to be working very closely with the Archbishop, with the Archdiocese, with local media contacts to be promoting the whole concept of iGiveCatholic, so that it's not just your PR that you'll benefit from, but the foundation is going to be doing PR as well to help build awareness that this is coming, and on the day of that it is here for everyone to participate with. And it really is a lot of fun. There are so many different ways to be creative with iGiveCatholic. As you delve more and more into it, there are so many resources available to you, but you can create your own types of challenges within your organization. If you can get a matching gift challenge, that's fantastic. You can have different things where, if we get a certain amount of alums that participate, if you're a school, well, then we're going to have, a pizza party, or there's just a lot of different things that you can do. One of the things that the foundation is going to be offering you, and you will have more details on this in the beginning of November, is we are creating a prize incentive package for all of the participating organizations. So an example might be, again, I'll pick on if you're a school. The school with the most number of alum who participate for iGiveCatholic could win a cash prize. So that's just going to be additional money that's going to your fundraising efforts. That money is coming to us through sponsors that the Catholic Foundation and the Archdiocese are working on together. It'll be available to everyone who participates. All organizations will be eligible to win a prize. We'll launch what the prize structure is, as I said, in early November, so you'll know and you can start wrapping your head around it. There'll be different things. If you're an organization, there'll be prizes within that. If you're a parish, there'll be prizes within that. But it really is an opportunity to, get another $1,000+ into your donation pool for iGiveCatholic and for Giving Tuesday. And I just want to reiterate before I turn it back over to Joanne something that she said. Your donors are your own. I know sometimes it's hard to believe that you're actually getting something really good for free, but you are. This really is our way. The whole reason that the Catholic Foundation of Greater Philadelphia exists is to do exactly this, is to help all of you get money that you need to provide the services that you provide. So we are thrilled and we are excited that we can provide this for you at no cost to you. You will be able to go online throughout the entire process. You will see your donors. You will own your donors' names. You will own their information. You will get all of the money that comes into you. We will not take any of it. So don't let that concern you. There is such a thing as a free lunch, and it's called iGiveCatholic. So I'm going to turn it over to Joanne now so she can make you aware of some of the marketing options that are available to you.
Thank you, Jody. I do also want to I want to add to what Jody just said as far as the when you guys have your registration page, you're all set for iGiveCatholic. You have a bunch of gifts come in. You have a great giving day. Just so you guys know, you actually will get a copy of every single person who donated to your organization immediately after iGiveCatholic. So it's super easy for us to do that and provide that to you. One thing, just to give you a little bit of background on how this works, and I can explain this a little bit in depth later. We're going through a company. It's a partner organization of iGiveCatholic National. They're called GiveGab. So if you've got a participants packet, you probably already read about them, but just to give you a brief overview, GiveGab is essentially the data processing company that will be taking care of the gifts. So through GiveGab, which is actually the website where your registration is housed as well, we will take in those donations. We will have a full list of all the donations from every single organization that's participating. And then at the end of iGiveCatholic, we can just export that list to you. So online donors will get an automatic thank you sent to their email. However, if you have an offline donor, which Jody's going to touch on that a little bit later, it will be the organization's responsibility to follow up and thank them. So you don't have to worry about figuring out who it was, when they gave. All that information will be given to you, and you'll be able to do any additional outreach to thank them that you'd like to do. So I just wanted to add that as far as just understanding a little bit of the background of how we take the gifts in, how they're processed, and then how they're reported back to you. So now I'm just going to move into a little bit on marketing. I don't want to go too in depth with you guys because I really could go on and on about all the things that you could do. And we actually have a really helpful marketing toolkit that I will share with you all. But the best thing to remember about this entire initiative and Giving Tuesday in general is that it's primarily a digital effort. There are some organizations who will they'll start prepping for their giving days or their Giving Tuesday very early, and they'll do mailings throughout the year, and that's wonderful. And if that's something that you've done in the past, then that's great. But Giving Tuesday at its core is a digital fundraising effort, and so is iGiveCatholic. So following along those same lines, most of your outreach to your donors is going to be through your web communications, your social media, and your email communications. So one thing that I like to tell everyone, I know this isn't new to anybody, but you really want to tell your story to your donors. And I don't just mean that you want to tell them what your mission is and, oh, this gift will help so much, thank you for giving. It's more than that. If you can think of something specific that your Giving Tuesday donations typically go to, or even this year specifically, if you're going to use these iGiveCatholic donations to do something specific, maybe you're a school that wants to bring a new program in, or there's a new ministry going on at your parish and these funds are going to go towards that, tell your donors that. I think I personally, and I preach this to everyone, I think transparency is the absolute best way to go in everything that you do with fundraising, but especially where donor dollars go. You want to be as honest as possible, and you want to be real with them and say, this is something we could really use your help with. Here's what we're envisioning of doing. Give them the rundown of how you see this program going, why you want to start it, what it means to the people that you serve. And they'll be a lot more inclined to give. So again, I know that you guys know this, but it doesn't hurt to reiterate. And again, storytelling is key. So another thing that I want to add is that marketing toolkit that I'm going to show you in a second has everything that you need to not only get started, but to take you through this entire initiative. So although this could seem like we're throwing a lot of information at you, iGiveCatholic, the organization, has made it so simple for us to not only get started, but to carry us through the entire initiative. So in the marketing toolkit that I'm going to show you in a second, they actually have copy written already for everyone, for social media, for email. If you did want to send a letter, they have all of that prepared for you. You really just have to go in and customize. And something else that they have is social media graphics. So, you know, I know every year, Giving Tuesday, we're all scrambling to create all these great graphics that have our logo and the colors, and that's all great. But luckily for us, iGiveCatholic has done that already. So you'll be able to download those straight from the website, and you'll be able to use those as part of your marketing. And you can customize it if you'd like, but if you don't think you have the time or the bandwidth, they have that for you. So I'm just going to pull up our marketing toolkit very quickly and show everyone what that looks like. So here we have our marketing toolkit. And if you scroll down, there's obviously a really hefty table of contents here, but what I really want to get into is the content. Once you get past the general information, eligibility, here starts your marketing ideas. So they've actually broken it out by parish, school, and ministry, giving some great tips here of how you can get people involved, how you can get the word out. I know with masses, this can be a little bit different. They're not as, we're in the new phase of mass now with a lot being digital, but there's still some really great suggestions here. Again, you'll see a lot of information about email communications. That's extremely important and probably will be your primary source of reaching your donors. They do make a suggestion for video campaigns. This could be a little last minute, but there are a lot of great resources online to help you make just short clips that tell your story and the importance of iGiveCatholic and why donors should get involved. Again, there's some information on email and direct mail campaigns. Again, given the time frame, this is our first year participating, so we don't have a ton of time to prep material. So again, I would recommend that people stay towards email distribution rather than direct mail just for this year. So they do give you a lot of tips on how to work that into your communications. And you'll see here there are sample emails, sample letters. You literally would just have to plug in the gift amount that you'd be asking for and your organization's name. So this is really saving us a lot of time and energy and also provides us with really effective content. So as we continue on, they show you some samples from other organizations so you can get a feel for what the communication should look like. There's a social media center that actually, if you look, they give you the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages of iGiveCatholic, the organization. So if you want to actually take the resources directly from them, you can reach out to them via social media. Again, some tips on how you can transform your profile to get ready for iGiveCatholic, changing the photos, the badges, starting conversations with your followers about why they should give Catholic, giving some examples of what their donations can do. You have some sample Facebook posts. And then as you continue on, they do this for all the main 3 social media sites. So again, that's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, samples here, sample content, and then some really helpful tips of how you can reach your donors effectively. So I just wanted to show you guys what the marketing toolkit looks like. We will actually have that available to you if you haven't already received it. At the end of this segment, so you'll be able to download that directly. And before I move on, I just want to let you guys know Jody's going to be talking about some really important dates that are coming up. So please make sure that you either write those down or you take note. There's a lot going on between now and December 1st, so she's going to give you a couple of those reminders and talk a little bit about how the donation phase will work. We're not quite there yet. We're actually not in the active giving phase yet. That doesn't start till November 16th, and Jody will explain that a little bit more. So I'm going to turn it over to Jody in just a second.
Hello again, everyone. So as Joanne has showed you, there's a ton of marketing information for you. I want to make you aware that there are other, resources available for you. If you go on the iGiveCatholic website, they have a ton of training videos for you, just ideas that other organizations have done, other dioceses have worked on that have proven very successful. So absolutely, please take advantage of that. One of the dates that I want to make you aware of with regard to that is on November 4th, iGiveCatholic will be giving their 4th training session for this year. Now, we're kind of coming into this late, but the videos for the other 3 training sessions are available on their website, so please go on there and view those videos. I've watched them. They don't take very long, but they are so full of information, definitely worth your while, and will give you, you'll walk away with fantastic ideas. Probably the most important date you need to know is October 30th, because that is the deadline to register for participation in iGiveCatholic. We cannot extend that. If you have not registered by the end of the business day on October 30th, you will not be able to participate. That is the nationwide deadline, and that is based on what GiveGab, who's that third party that Joanne was talking about before, they need that to give them enough time to do everything that they have to do. So please, 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 if you're going to participate, make sure you are registered by October 30th. We won't be able to help you no matter how much we want to. I was just on a training session earlier this week where they were drilling that into our heads. So I'm just sharing that and passing that along with you. As Joanne said, there is an active phase. So Giving Tuesday is technically one day, and iGiveCatholic is a component of that. However, the active gift acceptance period for iGiveCatholic begins November 16th, and it ends at midnight, October 1st, Alaska time. So it's technically, for an East Coaster, it is the longest giving day of the year because it doesn't end until it's midnight in Alaska. But you can be gathering all of your gifts beginning on November 16th. And why that's important is you're going to get gifts by check. You can start counting a lot of different gifts that come in. If you have, portions of your unrestricted money that you want to contribute to this, you can do so, but you will have to go in and manually enter those gifts into the iGiveCatholic site. You will see once you're registered that you have access to kind of what they call the back end of the site, and that's where you'll be able to go in. So if I'm sending a check to your organization and I wanted to count towards iGiveCatholic, or you wanted to be counted that way, you just have to go in and enter the information yourself. If you have an email address for the person who's making the gift and you put that in, they will receive the automatically generated thank you gift or thank you note. If you don't have an email address, you will have to thank that person for that gift on your own as you normally do. But know that this is a great way to build momentum around your iGiveCatholic buzz. And it's also going to help you with these cash prize incentives that we're going to be launching, because again, that's kind of going to be about the organizations that have the best showing, that have the most participation. They're the ones that are going to be able to benefit for those incentives. So, sit down and come up with a strategy on how do you want to handle those offline gifts and those gifts leading up to December 1st, and how you want to count them and who will be responsible from your organization from inputting them. You have 24-hour tech support. I believe it's 24 hours tech support from GiveGab when you're on their site. If it's not 24 hours, they will get back to you as soon as they possibly can. But please, if you have any questions about anything you're working on, utilize that and let them help you get through any of the technical issues that you may have. I think that was all of the dates really that I wanted to talk about. So Joanne, I'm going to bounce it back to you. I believe that I've hit everything.
Thanks, Jody. So yes, there's obviously a lot of important dates that you guys have to remember, but one thing I'm going to actually do with everybody now is take you through the resources very quickly on the website, just in case you haven't seen this before. So I'm actually going to show you directly what our page looks like and walk you through. If this is the first time you're seeing it, this is what our home page for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia looks like. So just take note of the URL at the top, philadelphia.igivecatholic.org. That is how you get to this home page where it says apply now. Please make note of this. If you go to type in philadelphia.igivecatholic.org, do not type in www. before that. The link will not work. It has to be listed as philadelphia.igivecatholic.org. So if you're passing the link on to anybody who would like to register, please just be mindful of that. So obviously, as you can see here, we have a countdown up until the giving day. You would click here to apply now. You can see some of the other participating organizations within the Archdiocese right here. Takes you through a little bit about what iGiveCatholic is. But the real important part that I want to show you guys is up in this menu at the top. So if you click this drop down and you click on resources, this is what's going to pull up pretty much everything Jody and I discussed today and more. So if you guys did receive the participants packet, most of what was in the packet is also on this page, including the marketing toolkit. So As you can see here, they take you through step-by-step what you need to do. Obviously, if you're getting here, you are already registered. This training sessions area will take you through past and upcoming training sessions. So if you'd like to watch any informational videos on iGiveCatholic, revisit something that was previously recorded or previously live, you can click on this training sessions area and it will take you to see that. Communications timelines to help you stay organized as you move towards the giving day. Getting yourself set up. There's some really helpful tips right here in the completing your profile area. So again, after you apply, like I mentioned earlier, you can customize your page so that when your donors visit it, it looks just like your branding. So there's a lot of helpful information in here to help you do that. Next steps, they have a lot of helpful tools for donor engagement, peer-to-peer fundraising. Here's some of that copy that we talked about earlier. When you do email blasts or any email communication to your donors, you'll be able to find a lot of samples right there. And then the most important piece that I was talking about is the spreading the word. So if you need to download the toolkit, again, we will have that available to you, but if you want to download it directly from the site, you can do so right here. Social media tips and tricks. I was actually just on this earlier today. Again, a lot of helpful content, sample messages that you can use, more sample copy here. And then very important, the graphics for social media. So any new badges, new cover photos, etc., will all be here and available for download for you. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw that piece of it before we move on. And if you've been here since the beginning, I did talk a little bit about opening this up to questions at the end. So I'm actually going to turn on our Q&A now. And if you'd like to ask us a question for myself or for Jody, we are here to answer them. So at this point, I'm just going to turn it over to the Q&A and I'll be watching in the chat box. And if anybody wants to ask any questions, we're here. Okay, I'm going to leave this open for another minute or so if any questions trickle in, but again, just a couple of important notes. Registration closes on October 30th, so please be mindful of that date. Again, we would love to extend it, but unfortunately we can't because we have to keep in line with GiveGab's rules. So October 30th is the last day for registration. Please get yours done before then. Please let everybody know. And then starting November 16th is your active giving phase, and that will run through the actual giving day on December 1st. Just recapping a little bit about gifts, anything that comes in online through your donation page is automatically housed in that digital database that we will then send to you after the giving day is over. But any offline gifts that you get, you will have to go in and enter them on your dashboard to have them count towards iGiveCatholic. So even though the checks are being sent directly to you, and that's obviously the most important part, if you wanted to count towards iGiveCatholic and you wanted to help your numbers, you'd have to go in and enter it manually. And then last but not least, of course, our most important day, December 1st, which is Giving Tuesday and the official iGiveCatholic Giving Day. So we'll be doing a lot of promotion from now until then. You'll probably see Archbishop Perez on a couple of videos from us, and he'll also be on some radio ads. So keep an eye out for those and listen for those. If anybody has any questions that they think of later on that they would like to ask, please send your questions to iGiveCatholic@thecfgp.org, and someone will get back to you in about 24 hours at the most. So that's about all we have for today. If nobody has any additional questions, we're really happy that you guys attended today, and we hope that you have a really successful giving day and that you're excited to join in for iGiveCatholic. And again, any questions that you think of later on, you can direct them to iGiveCatholic@thecfgp.org. So again, my name is Joanne. I'm the Director of Brand Marketing for the Foundation, and we were also joined by Jody Romano, who's our Chief Advancement Officer. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and good luck with iGiveCatholic. Thank you so much.